Best part of waking up on this beautiful Monday morning is a warm mug of Green Bay tears. Focus. There we go. Get yours from our friends down at Teespring below. So, as we're sitting here waiting for yet another Super Bowl to go on without the Minnesota Vikings, and although, hey, the Chiefs got back after 50 years, so maybe the Vikings can too. Sure. And the question is, are the Vikings really close to a Super Bowl or no? And we consider ourselves relatively optimistic. You know, we're like Optimus Prime up in here. But also, this offseason, maybe it's just because of the recency. It feels different than last offseason, where it felt like, all right, so 8-7-1, didn't get it done, but here's Kirk Cousins year 2. Got the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. Got Dalvin Cook fully healthy. Oh, we drafted interior offensive lineman. Oh, that defense is going to be studly yet again. And it's like, okay, now we can do a little bit of damage, take the NFC North, then make some noise in the playoffs, and do some things in the playoffs and win a Super Bowl. But it may just be because of the recency of how this season ended and this sort of wet fart of the Niners game. Although, the Niners are wet farting all over the place on everyone. It just doesn't have the same, yeah, we can do it. And everyone talks about the Super Bowl window. And I'm not a believer in Super Bowl windows. Like, you have to win a Super Bowl within this time period. Whereas if you're constantly drafting well, if you're planning for the future, the Vikings have done both those things in general for the last decade plus of Spielman and Brzezinski. So Super Bowl window doesn't necessarily have to be closed, but it does feel like their opportunity is shrinking slightly, right? Because would you say right now, put your money on the table, money on the wood, makes the game go good. Are the Vikings a legit Super Bowl contender next year, or are they just wasting 2020? Or are they just treading water and just putting off the inevitable changes that are going to come? I don't have a good answer at this moment, but I will say that the general level of optimism right now is, as opposed to last year when it was like, which is weird, considering the way that the season played out. You won a playoff game. Kirk Cousins showed that he can play at a high level, but I don't know. I just got the heebie-jeebies for this one, because everyone knows going into 2020 that everyone's ass is on the line. Cousins, this is the last year of his 3-year, $84 million deal. So it's like, is he going to be back as a free agent? Will he go somewhere else? TBD. And then also, Spielman and Zimmer, their contracts sync up with the Kirk Cousins contract as well. So everyone knows 2020, I mean, this is it. I mean, if the Vikings bomb out yet again this year, I think big changes will coming. So are the Vikings really going to be threatening to hoist that Jerome Barty at the end of the season, February 2021, down in Tampa? Or are they just wasting time because Kirk is under contract? Because I was thinking, how would this offseason go if Kirk Cousins signed a 2-year deal? Where, all right, so he's out of contract, he played well enough, maybe he gets maybe the Vikings sign him again in free agency, maybe they don't. But would the Vikings be looking to draft a quarterback, make a move in the draft to draft quarterback, bring in Tom Brady, bring in Phillip Rivers for a year while drafting a quarterback, while washing out Spielman and Zimmer? I think that would be plausible. I do think that would be a realistic outcome if Kirk Cousins wasn't guaranteed 2020. So, I mean, just looking from that direction, maybe they are just treading water. And also, you look at all the negative takes and all the negative ways to look at this. Like, oh, maybe they'll win the division, but probably they'll bomb out of the playoffs, one and done, and then what? They have a rebuild of a team that's made the playoffs 2 years in a row. It's a little rough. I mean, but positively spinning it that way, like, yes, you can see what Kirk Cousins can do as a high-end quarterback this year in times. Look at October. Also, he played sublime in the Saints playoff game. It was a big reason why they came back and won. And then also, in next year, you're hoping that Dalvin Cook, who proved that if he can stay healthy for the majority of the year, this is a perfect system for him in the outside zone scheme, that he can be a Pro Bowl / All-Pro caliber running back. And then, hey, if Thielen can stay healthy for a year with Diggs, and the O-line will be even better next season, blah, 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 blah. And then, all right, the defense, it's still getting a little bit long in the tooth, but you still have a lot of youth around at some of the major positions, and you're feeling good. You're feeling good. Or do you feel like 2020 is just a lame duck season all the way around, where it's something that you have to get through and then just throw everyone under the bus? Like an all or nothing proposition. Like, if they don't make it further next year than they did this year, I think everyone's gone. That's just the feeling that I get right now. Because, let's face it, if the Vikings don't get to that spot, if they don't get to the NFC title game, if they don't get to the Super Bowl, everyone probably getting fired. Kirk not resigned, Spielman fired, new GM comes in, wants his own head coach, Zimmer fired as well, and then you're just completely pressing reboot on this franchise, probably with a new rookie quarterback coming in as well, because I really hope they stop the cycle of, hey, a retread for agent quarterbacks. Oh, yeah, and the video last week, we forgot about Donovan McNabb. Great. Cool. And then you're starting from scratch, and you have new parts in the three most important components in the NFL, which is great. But yeah, that does feel like the only course. Like I actually feel like it's a little bit far-fetched to have a spot where Cousins does well enough to earn a second contract, Zimmer sticks around, Spielman sticks around as well. I think it's much more likely that all three get washed out than all three are back in 2021. But that's just me. But yeah, it feels like we are going into a lame duck situation where it's like the house is going to burn down or they're going to win the Super Bowl. But I don't know. Maybe it's just the postseason blues. Maybe it's just you see the jubilation in the Niners and the Chiefs fans. I don't know. All right, your thoughts. Let us know. Burn it down next year or just delay inevitable. I don't know. Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for Daily Vikings Takes. You want to support the work, pull us up on Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.